Hello everybody, welcome back to From the Shelves. I'm Jamie and today we're taking a look at something I didn't think I'd be getting my hands on. But the scalpers won and I found it on eBay. It is the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Newt from NECA. Now, I've wanted a Newt figure in my Alien collection for a long time. And I didn't think NECA would be making one, but they finally caved and made one, but only at the expense of making it exclusive at San Diego. Now, they sold out within, I think, 3 days at the con, and I honestly didn't think I would be able to get one. But I looked on eBay the other day, and she happened to be on there. She was pretty expensive, but I had to have her. I had to have her for my collection. So, I guess I just don't want to take her out of the box, but what's the fun in that? So let's get her open and take a closer look. Newt, NECA's San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Now let me start off with saying it is a total shame that Newt will not be available to all NECA collectors. I don't know if it's a licensing agreement that they can only do a certain number, or what is going on with NECA from it, but the fact that everyone can't get their hands on this is kind of sad, because she looks beautiful. So, Newt stands about a little under 5 inches. Her sculpt is fantastic. They pretty much captured exactly how young Carrie Henn looked in the movie Aliens. She does articulate, not as well as I would have hoped, but that's not really a hindrance for me on this figure, just because of how small she is and how much NECA was able to pack in on this small figure. She does articulate right at the hips, has a swivel over here, swivel over here. Both hips are on ball joint swivels. The knee is a single peg. The ankles do swivel, and always left to right, up and down. The pants is a nice rubber right here, so it doesn't really hinder any movement. Same with this leg. You get a full range of motion in there. Her wrists do spin completely 360. Her elbows do move a little bit. They're a little bit stiff too, but it's a brand new figure. I don't expect much more than that. Now her hair is a soft rubber. So with this ball joint at her head, it doesn't hinder a lot of movement as you think normal NECA hard plastic hair would. So that is another plus. Her overalls are also a soft plastic. Looks like the mold is one piece for the top of the torso. Now, with the hindrance of this movement up here and with her legs, I'm wondering if we can actually get the pose from the end of Aliens where Ellen Ripley has Newt around her arms with a flamethrower when they're getting ready to battle off against the Queen Alien. I'll have to take a closer look at that. But man, she is a wonderful figure from NECA. They did a fantastic job. Now, NECA has made better sculpts, but I think just for the scale and size of her, how much they put into her, it's amazing what they did. Now for color and paint, they didn't look like they made her too dirty in the face from the movie. There is a little bit of coloring in there, but not too much. I guess they wanted to show that they got the sculpt of the face right before they wanted to do any real paint over it and almost ruin it. Because she is spot on of Carrie Henn as a younger child. The paint in the overalls is good. It's got a nice navy or bluish with a brown wash over the top. Her hands, they are dirty. They did get some dirt color to them. Her sweater is pretty much the exact same color we see in the movie, that tannish brown with a bunch of dirt, a little bit of another darker brown wash on the top of it. Her sneakers, although they aren't the Reebok Stompers we see Ripley wear in the movie, as well as Bishop, they do look pretty movie accurate. I'm pretty surprised by that. For accessories, we get, let me stand her back up. For accessories, we get the 2nd grade citizenship award that Newt had gotten, that Ripley found in the trash in the movie, which Ripley finally finds out her real name, which is pretty cool. They actually got this really small and a great, I'm surprised how well they were able to do this in the scale. We get her doll head, Cassie, from the movie as well. I think she's able to hold this in her hand because her hands don't really articulate, and they are so tiny just because of her scale that we don't get much real movement in there. It is a soft plastic. And then we also get a helmet, which Hicks gave her in the movie. Now, in the bottom of this helmet, you can see there is ridges for the hairline that Newt had, which is awesome that NECA did, because once it goes on, there really won't be much shaking around or movement on there. It won't be just falling off with any light movement. Which I'm surprised we haven't gotten these helmets before. I think this is the first time that NECA has actually given us a just regular helmet, because the soldiers that NECA released of Hicks and stuff like that, they either had the helmet off and didn't come with one, or had the helmet glued on and wouldn't come off. So this is, I think, the first time we've actually gotten just the helmet. And then we also get the flashlight, which came with Bishop from the Aliens line. Pretty much the exact same reuse. See, the light would be right here, and the translucent area is right here. Now, I don't think Newt can hold this. I think her hands are a little too small. Yeah, so I think maybe just slung around her shoulder would be a better bet. Pop that on there, straight from the movie. She is awesome. I am so glad I got my hands on her while I was able to, because I know on eBay it is just going to keep going up. Now, the price I paid for it was really up there, but I pulled the trigger. I didn't care. I had to have her for this, for my set and my collection. She's going to look fantastic. Hopefully, we can put her on Ripley and it does work. Let's look at a size comparison against the Alien. Now, for the scale of this, the Alien does dwarf her in many ways. You can't even see the top of the Alien in this shot. We'll take a look back to what the Alien stands, about 9 inches or so. And for another scale reference, let's put in an egg. And the egg is almost the same size as Newt in this also. Now, the scale size for her is pretty spot on, I want to say, from the movie. And yet again, I want to emphasize again, they packed in so much sculpt and paint and for this tiny little figure, she looks fantastic. Gosh, it's such a shame they won't be releasing this to retailers and websites, because I think this is a must-have for any Aliens NECA collector. All in all, NECA nailed this figure. I'm so glad I hopped on it. I don't regret paying the price for it at all. She's going to look fantastic in my collection. Came with all of her accessories you see in the movie. Carrie Henn was actually at Comic-Con signing copies of this for the people who were lucky enough to get it at the con. But yeah, NECA, thank you for making this, but shame on you for not releasing to everyone else. Newt is an all-around beautiful piece, from the sculpt to the paint. Her articulation is a little hindering at the elbows and knees, but that is not a minus for me, just from the all-around great design of this figure. I'm going to give Newt from NECA an A-. Now, the only reason I put the minus in there is because that more fans and collectors won't be able to get a hold of her. So, fingers crossed that NECA decides they can release this to more people, or the license, I don't know what had happened, or they can only release this at San Diego Comic-Con. But, man, this is a great find. I'm very happy with it. So remember, if you like what you guys saw, subscribe, comment, like, and remember, keep on collecting.
Get away from her, you bitch!